morning to everyone. Today we will learn about simple distillation. Before that, in this your 9th standard chemistry, we have learned about what are the separation techniques. For all the heterogeneous mixture, we have learned the separation techniques. What are the separation techniques? They are nothing but our solvent extraction. Then what are the separation techniques? Hand picking, centrifugation. So everything we have learned in the last class. Now we see the separation of homogeneous solution. That is, we cannot see the solute particle with the naked eye. It is known as homogeneous solution. So to separate the homogeneous solution, these methods are followed. So today we are going to learn three methods: simple distillation, fractional distillation, and chromatography. For what it is used? It is used to separate homogeneous solution. Okay. So simple distillation is used for obtaining pure liquid from solution. So when you want to obtain a pure liquid, we will use this simple distillation. Simple distillation is used for obtaining pure liquid from solution. We know that here the solution contains solute and solvent. Okay, solute plus solvent, that gives solution. So here when two visible liquid are present, we want to separate the liquid. For that we use this what? Simple distillation. Or simple distillation is used to separate two visible liquids which have boiling point more than 25 Kelvin. Boiling point more than 25 Kelvin. This is the key word. Okay, more than 25 Kelvin. So the two liquids which must have boiling point, or the difference in the boiling point more than 25 Kelvin. That liquids can be separated using what? The simple distillation. Or in other words, we can say distillation is equal to, what is the principle in distillation? What is the fundamental concept in this distillation? Is nothing but evaporation plus condensation. So ultimately we are going to do these two processes. Okay. So first we are going to evaporate and then we are going to condense the liquid. So that we are going to do in this lesson. In this concept. Okay. So we will take a round bottom flask. Okay, a round bottom flask is taken. It was placed in a stand. It was placed in a tripod stand. Okay, and a burner is used, and it was placed in a wire glass. Then it was connected to a one-pole rubber car along which a thermometer will be placed. So why a thermometer is placed? To note the temperature. So to note the temperature, we are placing the thermometer. Here we have the two visible liquids. Okay, two visible liquids are simply, we want to purify water. We want to get distilled water. They will say distilled water. Pure water we want to get. Okay, so this is sea water. So this distillation, it is used to separate pure water from sea water, or it is used to distill sea water. So here sea water can be converted into pure water that is used for drinking purpose, can be prepared using this distillation. So sea water can be converted into what? Pure drinking water using this distillation. So I am taking sea water. In that, if you want, you can place a bit of potassium permanganate if you want. Okay, and then you add, this is not in the book. Okay, potassium permanganate plus porcelain bits. 1 or 2 porcelain bits. Okay, the porcelain tile you are having that bits. You can place it here, potassium permanganate, and take sea water, and then you insert a thermometer, and this round bottom flask, it was connected to a condenser. It was connected to a condenser. What is the use of this condenser? It will condense the hot liquid into cold liquid. So it was connected to a condenser. And this condenser was below the condenser tube. You connect what? You place a beaker, and then this condenser will have one inlet and one outlet. So this inlet was connected to a tap. It was connected to a tap in which water will be flowing. Okay, here. So this tube and this tube won't have any connection. This tube and this tube won't have any connection. This is the outer tube and this is the inside tube. Okay, so this is the setup. First you have to place a border, then tripod stand. In that you place a round bottom flask in which we are having sea water. You add porcelain bit, potassium permanganate, pinch of potassium permanganate, and add what? And we insert a thermometer, and then this tube was connected to what? A condenser, and the inlet was connected to a tap. Water will be circulating around this tube. Water will be always flowing around this tube. Okay, it will come by this side and the water will go by this side. So here the water will be flowing and water will be coming out this side. So what happens now? I am lighting the burner, and then when it burns, the liquid gets evaporated. Here the liquid gets evaporated and comes like this, and it goes through this tube. Here it is a one-pole rubber cup. On that pole you will insert what? Insert the thermometer, and there is no outlet. So the vapors will not go outside. The vapors will go to this side. So when the vapors are hot vapors are coming, the cool water, it will condense the hot vapors and will get the pure liquid or pure water or distilled water is obtained. Pure water or distilled water is obtained. So here ultimately what happens? What is happening? Evaporation. First we are heating the liquid. What is evaporation? It is a process of converting water into water vapor. So here water is converted into what? Water vapor. So until this stage what happens? That is evaporation. And here condensation. So here condensation, what is condensation? Change of water vapor into water. So this one condensation, this one what? Evaporation. Then what is distillation? Evaporation plus condensation is what? Distillation. So the water we are evaporating, that is what? Evaporation, and the evaporated water is condensed to liquid, that is what? Condensation. So this method is used to get pure water. And if you again want to purify this one, again you can repeat the process. So then it is called as double distilled water. So first distilled water, first time when you purify it is known as first distilled water or distilled water. Second time when you purify it is known as double distilled water. So 2 or 3 times you can do and you can get ultimately pure. So this is what? Simple distillation. Ordinarily in the lab we will do this distillation. Then fractional distillation. Fractional distillation. So this fractional distillation, it is used in the petroleum industries. Petroleum industries are, it is used to separate the different components in petrol. Different components in petrol. Okay, different components in petrol can be separated using this fractional distillation. So here when two miscible liquid is present which boils at a boiling point, or the difference in boiling point is less than 25 degree, that liquids can be separated using this what? Fractional distillation. Instead of this condenser, here fractionating column will be present. What is this fractionating column? When you take petrol, fractionating column, what is this fractionating column? At different temperatures, what happens? Different liquid will be separated. One by one you can separate everything. So that is known as what? Fractional distillation. So it is used to separate the different components of petrol. So in petroleum refining industry, this fractional distillation is used. Okay, the next one, chromatography. The third separation process is chromatography. Before going into the chromatography, we will see what is absorption and adsorption. What is absorption and adsorption? Before studying this chromatography, we must know what is absorption and adsorption. Absorption and adsorption. So here you have to know the difference. For example, here AB, here AD. So absorption. Sorption is same. But here what? AB and here what? AD. That is one difference. Absorption is nothing but complete engulfment. Okay, complete engulfment of the substance from the bulk of the liquid from bulk. Viewed from bulk of the substance. And here adsorption is a surface phenomena. Adsorption is the surface phenomena. What is the surface phenomena? The complete engulfment takes place only at the surface, not inside. For example, you take this chalk piece. You take this chalk piece, you spray ink, blue ink or something. When you spray this ink, what happens? The ink will be present at the surface. When you break this chalk piece, what happens? The ink will not be inside the chalk piece. So if you have chalk piece in your home, you can do it. When you spray ink in the chalk piece, what happens? The ink will be present in the surface. When you break this chalk piece, inside no ink will be present. And some of the outer layer will have what? The ink. Whereas here in absorption, when you put a cotton cloth in water, soak in water, the cotton cloth will absorb all the water, and you can easily squeeze the cotton cloth and you get the liquid. So complete engulfment of the liquid is absorption, and adsorption is only surface phenomena. The substance is absorbed, or the substance is present only at the surface of another substance. Only at the surface it will be present, it will not go inside. So here only at the surface the substance will be present. That is known as what? Adsorption. Adsorption is the surface phenomena. So with that principle we learn chromatography. Chromatography. So this chromatography, it was invented by M.S. Sweat. If this is not in your book, you can write. M.S. Sweat is a scientist. He introduced this chromatography, and in this chromatography we are going to see the stationary phase and the mobile phase, and here we are going to learn about the paper chromatography. Only the paper chromatography we are going to see. Paper chromatography. Paper chromatography. For that, what you have to do? Okay, you take a specimen bottle or a bottle, and you place some solvent. Suitable solvent is taken. Suitable solvent, and you take a paper chromatogram or filter paper is taken. Filter paper is taken. In that you mark a line, and then you mark a black ink, or you put a black ink, and the black ink will have 3 dyes. A black ink is a mixture of 3 dyes. So in that black ink, 3 dyes are present. So this chromatography is used to separate components of a mixture. In one mixture, we are going to separate different components. That is known as what? Chromatography. It is a surface phenomena. What is the surface phenomena? Adsorption. In chromatography, adsorption takes place. So here, you take suitable solvent. Before that, you take the paper chromatograph or filter paper. You draw a line using scale pencil, and then you mark the black dot. Using dropper, you take the liquid, and then in that black dot we have 3 dyes, and you place the paper inside the chromatogram. Okay, after that what happens? When the solvent moves, the 3 dots will be separated. So the 3 dots will be separated. So from the black ink, we can able to see 3 dyes. So these are what? So from this you can able to separate different components in the mixture. This is a easier chromatographic technique that is used. And now next one will be the solution. Okay, solution, we know that solution is a homogeneous mixture of 2 or more substances. So it will come in 10th standard also. Solution is a homogeneous mixture of 2 or more substances. Solution is the homogeneous mixture of 2 or more substances. It is a homogeneous mixture of 2 or more substances. 2 or more substances, and here this solution will have 2 components: solute plus solvent. Solute plus solvent. So here the solute or the substance that is present in lesser amount. Lesser amount is known as what? Solute. So the substance that is present in lesser amount is what? Solute, and the substance that is present in higher amount by weight is known as what? Solvent. So lesser amount solute and higher amount is what? Solvent. So solute plus solvent will give rise to what? Solution. Now I will give you 3 examples. For example, one is salt solution, and next one starch solution, and third one wheat flour solution. So here salt solution, what you infer, when you dissolve some salt in water, you will get single layer. It will look as if it is water only. If you drink only, you can able to differentiate it is salt solution. So you can see only one layer. So it is known as what? True solution. True solution. So you see only one layer. It is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. That is known as what? True solution. And starch solution, the starch will be dispersed in the solution and it is known as what? Colloid. It is known as colloid. And here the wheat flour solution, when you mix the wheat flour in water, nicely you mix and then keep it aside for some time. What happened? The water will be above that wheat and the wheat flour will be present down. So that is known as wheat flour solution and it is an example for suspension. So in solution, based on the particle size, depending upon the particle size, it is classified as what? Salt solution, starch solution, wheat flour solution, starch solution, salt solution, starch solution, wheat flour solution. Salt solution you will see only single layer, no difference will be there. That is not a true solution. So the size is very small. Whereas starch solution, it is intermediate. The size of the particle is intermediate between the suspension and true solution. That is what? Colloid. So it is 10 power minus 7 centimeter and this is 10 power minus 7 to 10 power minus 5 centimeter and here it is greater than 10 power minus 5 centimeter. Okay. This is the what size of these particles? 10 power minus 7 and this is 10 power minus 7 to 10 power minus 5. This is greater than 10 power minus 5 centimeter. So the size of the particle in suspension is greater compared to the salt, starch and this wheat flour solution. So salt solution example for true solution, starch solution example for colloid and wheat flour solution example for suspension. And colloid will have two important properties, that is Tyndall effect. So Tyndall effect is nothing but scattering of light by a salt particle. It was invented by Tyndall. Scattering of light by salt particle is known as Tyndall effect. You have two solution in one beaker, true solution, and another beaker you take a colloid or suspension. It is scattering of light by salt particle. Okay. So here when you take a torch, so here the light beam is not visible. The light beam, it is not visible. Okay, here it is not visible. Whereas here it will be visible. Because here the light is scattered by the salt particle present in that. So scattering of light by salt particle is known as what? Tyndall effect. And at the same time, in colloid what happens? There will be chaotic. See here, this is the colloidal solution. Okay. Here more particles are present. Here this particle will lead to chaotic, ceaseless, zigzag, random movement that is exhibited by the salt particles known as what? Brownian movement. So the salt particle or colloid will exhibit two property, that is Brownian movement and Tyndall effect. Okay, and another one is there, that is emulsion. The emulsion is nothing but the oil dispersed in water. There are two types of emulsion, O by W and then W by O. When oil is dispersed in water, it is known as what? Emulsion, and water is dispersed in oil, that is another type of emulsion. So emulsion will have two phases, dispersion phase and dispersion medium, or it is nothing but solute and solvent. The dispersed phase will be what? The solute, and the dispersion medium will be the solvent. Like solution, you have solute and solvent. Likewise, in emulsion, you have dispersed phase and dispersion medium. The medium in which you are dissolving the particles, that is known as dispersion medium. And the particles that are inserted or that are dispersed in the solution, that is known as dispersed phase. So emulsion will have dispersed phase and dispersion medium. There are two types of emulsion, O by W and W by O. O by W example cream, milk cream. W by O example what? Butter. So here this emulsion is a word obtained from milk, Latin word obtained from milk. So we have completed a lesson in 9th standard also. So thank you for listening to me. I hope you are doing the everyday homework properly. Today in lesson you learn the tabular column of the true solution, colloid and the suspension. Tabular column of true solution, colloid and suspension. Thank you for listening to me.